welcome to Just in the Kitchen with me, your host, Justine. For all my viewers, thank you for subscribing to me and watching me. I really appreciate it. You're like my buddies now. We're all locked up and it's just me and the cameraman, and that's all we have. So I really appreciate being able to talk to you. And for those of you that have not subscribed, there's a little subscribe, red subscribe. Hit it, smack it, and it'll go gray. And then you will be subscribed and ring the bell, and it'll let you know on all your platforms when I put new recipes out. And I'm doing some kid recipes too for you guys. I just put out, what did I put? Painted toast. And so I'm just doing a bunch of different recipes. I'm trying to get some Easter recipes out too this week. So be watching for those. On my every bi-weekly shopping trip, I went and they had spiral ham. Now, the big thing is going to the ham store, Honey Baked Ham, and getting this beautiful spiral ham that you just have to pull the pieces off, and there's like crunchy candy coating on the top basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and mimic that, and it gets really close. I've done it, I've been doing it for the last couple of years, and it is so good. Only problem is I cannot get enough of that sugar on there because I want it everywhere. I want it on the front. I don't have a blowtorch, and that's what they use is a blowtorch, and I don't have that. They also use powdered honey, and I don't have that. That you can get online, and there's all kinds of places to get them, but the shipping is a long time. So my sister and I, we always plant vegetables and we can them. I've showed you some of my, vegetable soup that I canned, and I freeze corn, that sort of thing. Well, they're saying this year it's going to be, because of this coronavirus, they're going to be really short on those things. So I thought, well, let's get seeds and we'll start from seeds. Guess what? They weren't delivering those seeds until May, some of them. And it was towards the end of May, and you have to have your plants in between May, like the end of May after the frost, before the hot summer comes, because it'll kill those little tender plants. So now they're saying that lawn and garden is not an essential. I really do think it is, not so much for the flowers, although the birds and the bees may argue with us on that, and I don't know what that's going to do. So if anybody knows what that will do to our ecosystem, put it down in the notes. But I know that the vegetables and the fruits are very important to have, because then that will take, if we're growing them ourselves, it'll take the onus off of having a supply for us. But when I went to my trip to the store, sure enough, they had lawn and garden shut out, and they had a big stack of all these seeds in a cardboard display, and it was behind the lawn and garden. And the guy at Walmart was back there. There were two guys, and I'm like, can you just bring that out? And he's like, nope, can't bring them out, so sorry. So I turned around and I was like, that door says just push in case of an emergency. It's an emergency that I have vegetables this summer so I can can for the fall. But I think he saw the look in my eye, and he knew I was not to be messed with. Do not come between a woman and her food. And then we went walking around the area, the garden, it wasn't the garden store, it was just aisles. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I thought, well, maybe the manager would go back and pull that out, and all of a sudden, the sweet two guys from Walmart, thank you very much, pulled that out. I stood away from them so they could pull it out, and then I got my seeds, and I'm going to be planting little seeds today along with my little ham thing, and I'll do a couple others. So what I have here right now is just melted butter, and I was on the phone and I was talking to a friend I hadn't talked to in a while, and I melted the butter. I was prepping for the video, and she was talking, and I just went ahead and put some honey in there, and I'm like, oh no, I need to put the honey in for you guys. So I put about 6 tablespoons of honey, and I'd already had 3, so there's more, my little honey bear. And I just mix it. So it's a nice thick, can you see that? It's nice and thick. Woo. And I'm slopping it. So then all I'm gonna do for the first little bit, and you could do this in your crock pot too, but I have a lot of videos to do that I wanna do today, and I don't have time for crock pot slow. I need fast. This comes with your spiral ham. But you know, you can keep it, maybe use it for something else, but I never use it. The other thing, since this coronation, I have a cat, and now she thinks she is supposed to be on someone's lap at all times. She just meows. You're going to be hearing her. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry off my ham. And this ham is already cooked. All I'm going to do is put it in the oven, warm it up, let the glaze get to it. Notice I have foil in here. So now what I'm going to do, just going to pour my honey, my butter, try and get it in between the slices. And it's all going to go down anyway, but I start with at the top and then I flip it. Kind of rub it all over on the outside. And this is the first step. Then I just loosely cover the ham in the foil. It's like a ham carousel. Woo! Woo-hoo! Scrubbing bubbles! Little ham. There you go. All right. I'm going to put this in an oven that is preheated to 275, and this is you're going to do about 12 minutes a pound, and so for an 8-pound, it's about an hour and a half is usually. You're just warming it up, and then you're going to take it out. And the first time I made it, I did not turn it upside down, so then all my little ham slices went. Don't do that. Turn it upside down. That keeps the ham kind of together, so when you glaze it, it'll be okay. We'll talk soon. I'll be back with some other things. My ham is done, and I'm going to make the glaze, the sugar glaze that goes on top. Now I use white sugar because brown sugar has moisture and it doesn't do as well on the cap of making it crispy and stuff. So I use white sugar instead of brown. It does it better. It crisps up better than the brown sugar. It has more moisture in there. So it gets more chewy versus hard. So there's lots of stuff that goes in here. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to put a teaspoon of cloves. I'll put a teaspoon of seasoning salt in there. Go. And this is ground allspice. Just gonna put maybe a quarter teaspoon in there of allspice. I have, did I already put garlic powder in there? No, I'll put the stuff that I put in there over there. So a teaspoon of garlic powder. I had minced garlic, but I want garlic powder for this. I want about 3/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder. I already put the allspice in there. I remember that. I think I just kept grabbing things, so I've got duplicates. Yep. And then a little bit of ground mustard. I want about a half a teaspoon of ground mustard in there. I want half a teaspoon of ginger. And I want some nutmeg in there. what I'm gonna do is then mix all this up. I know what I forgot, cinnamon. I want cinnamon, and I want a teaspoon of cinnamon in there. And half teaspoon of paprika. Then what I'm going to do is mix it all up. And then I'll bring the ham over and you'll see what I do. Move all this over here, get it out of the way. Bring my ham here. Look at that. Now, I did drain the pan and I got it because some of the honey gets dark on the bottom, so I rinsed it out so it would not burn on me, scorch on me. Now what I'm going to do is put half of this over the ham. And if it gets on the inside, it does not hurt my feelings. And then I get the stuff that falls through. And I'm just trying to pat it on there and get as much on there as I possibly can, because this is going to caramelize nicely. Then I'll put it in a broiler. There we go. Let me see how this side looks. Oh, a little on the skinny side. Let me get some water. I guess you could take the ham juice from there. Remember, the more sugar you get on it, the more it's going to glaze up on you. It's like building a sandcastle on a ham, but it's sugar. All right. I think that's it. I'm going to wash my hands for 20 seconds. And we will be back. So now, I've got my glaze, or my sugar, in the, I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of ham juice in there, and I'm going to cook it till it becomes a glaze. And then once the ham is broiled, I'm going to put this on there and put on some more. There you go. A little bit. You still want it to be thick, because when it melts, it will be thick enough to spread on there without running off. I'll show you what that looks like when we come back. There you go. See, I kind of screwed it up a little bit. But still tastes good. Then I'm just going to be putting this glaze all over. And this one will take only 1 to 2 minutes. That first piece of ham is going to be awesome. I got a little too dark on the top. I told you, you have to watch it. Why didn't you remind me? Why did you not remind me to take, so look at my ham. Got a little darker than I wanted, but hey, it is good. I just took a little of that darkness off. There you go. Yes, it's a little dark, so pay attention. It's your guys' fault for not reminding me to go look at it. But oh my goodness, look right there. And the more you let it set, the harder the glaze will get, see? Oh, that is just delicious. Look, it's done. You didn't have to stand in line and stay socially distant from somebody for 6 feet or more. Worry about getting anything. Oh, you can taste each one of those spices. It is so good. Can you hear that? That's the hard sugar crumb. And it's only going to get harder as it cools off. Right now, it's still pretty hot. I just took it out of the oven. But oh my goodness. That is so good. Couldn't have been better if it were honey baked. So, for this recipe and more, go to www.justinthekitchen, and this recipe will be on there along with some other ones. And thank you for subscribing for those that have, but if you haven't already, just please, I would appreciate, hit the subscribe button down in the bottom. Wait for it to turn gray, that means you've subscribed, and then ring the bell right next to it, and you'll get notified of when I put new recipes out. Make comments in the bottom, tell me what you'd like to see, tell me your ideas, and I do blame you guys for not telling me to go look at my ham. It got a little bit more done than I wanted, but listen to that. Doo, doo, doo. That means it's a hard shell. Hard candy coating. Hard candy Easter, right? All right, it is kind of a hard candy Easter, isn't it? We all have to stay in. We can't go out. We can't celebrate, but we can celebrate at home. There are millions of churches that are having virtual church. So you don't even have to get dressed in your bonnet, in your dress, with a corsage, nothing. You can go to church in your pajamas. How much better can that get? I don't know. Let me see. No, it can't get any better than that. Going to church in your pajamas. Oh, going to church in your pajamas without a bra on. Now that's the best of everything. And then you get to go and have this wonderful ham that you made. I will talk to you later. God bless. Have a great Easter. Bye.